We will start this part with making a motif. So begin with the magic ring. Once you have the magic ring in place, do 16 single crochets into the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. So just make sure that you have 16 single crochets on crochet into the ring, and then pull that small end of the yarn and bring the work together. Slip stitch to the first chain that we have made. So slip stitch and close the work. Next, chain 6. So the first 4 chain will act as the first triple crochet and 2 chain as the space in between. Then triple crochet to the very next chain space. Chain 2, triple crochet to the next chain space. Chain 2 and repeat this until you have triple crocheted on all the 16 chain spaces. In this way, at the end of the row, you will have 16 such loops. So we have reached almost the end of the row. So there's one more chain left. So we do triple crochet to the last available chain. Chain 2 and then slip stitch to the 4th chain. So now we should have 16 loops with us. To begin the next row, slip stitch into the 2 chain space, chain 2, then do 3 double crochets together. 3 double crochets together. Chain 5. To the next 2 chain space, do 4 double crochets together. Chain 5. To the next 2 chain space, do 4 double crochets together. So on every 2 chain spaces you need to do 4 double crochets together. We have almost come to the end of the row. So we have 15 4 double crochets together. Now we are going to do the 16th 4 double crochet together, chain 5, put a slip stitch to the 5 chain loop on top of the 4 double crochets together to finish the row. Next, to reach the center of the 5 chain loop, do a slip stitch to the next chain and then 1 single crochet. Chain 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then single crochet to the 5 chain space. Chain 6 and then single crochet to the 5 chain space. Repeat this until the end of the row. To complete the row, chain 6, single crochet to the last 5 chain space, chain 6, and then put a slip stitch to the 6 chain space. Do a slip stitch to the next chain to reach the center, and then a single crochet. Chain 7, one, two, three, four, five, six, 7, then single crochet to the 6 chain space. Chain 7, single crochet to the next 6 chain space. Chain 7, single crochet to the next 6 chain space, and repeat this until the end of the row. We have almost reached the end of the row. So to complete the row, chain 7, and do a single crochet to the first 7 chain space. Chain 4, this acts as the first triple crochet. Then do 3 more triple crochets into the same 7 chain space. 1, 2, 3, so 4 triple crochets and chain 3, and then do a single crochet into the same 7 chain space, chain 3, do 4 more triple crochets into the same 7 chain space. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 7, and do a single crochet to the next 7 chain space. Chain 7, single crochet to the next 7 chain space. Chain 7, single crochet to the next 7 chain space. So it has to be 3 single crochets in between. So 1, 2 and third 3. Then chain 7, to the next 7 chain space, do 4 triple crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 3, single crochet into the same chain space, chain 3, 4 more triple crochets into the same chain space. Chain 7, single crochet to the next 7 chain space, chain 7, single crochet to the next 7 chain space, chain 7, single crochet to the next 7 chain space. So we have finished like 3 single crochets, and then chain 7, so there has to be 3 single crochets in between, 1, 2, 3, and the next 7 chain is where we start with the triple crochets, and repeat. So to end the row, chain 7, and then put a slip stitch to the 4th chain. To start the next row, chain 4, do 3 triple crochets together. Make 3 incomplete triple crochets on top of the previous triple crochets and pull over the yarn together. So 1, 2, 3. So we are going to do 3 triple crochets together. Next, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3, and then go back to the 5th chain and make a slip stitch to make a picot. So 5 chains plus 3 for the picot. Then 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 more stitches after the picot. And then do 4 triple crochets together. Four triple crochets together on top of the previous triple crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pull the yarn through all the strings together. Next, chain 4. To the next 7 chain space, do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then make 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do 4 more single crochets into the same chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now to the next 7 chain space, do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 4 more single crochets into the same chain space. The 4 chain will act as a picot or a loop to connect to the next motifs. When you have finished with all the 7 chain spaces on one side and reached the leaf structure, chain 4 and then do 4 triple crochets together. on top of the previous triple crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and pull through the yarn together. Chain 5, plus 3 to form the picot. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch to the 5th chain, then 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 4 triple crochets together. Repeat the pattern on all the sides and the corners to finish the row. To end the row, chain 4, slip stitch on top of the 4 triple crochet together, slip stitch and a chain 1 to secure the work. Cut the excess yarn, pull the yarn and fasten the knot. So this way we are ready with our first motif, where we have 4 corners with picots. So repeat and make more motifs, and as you make the motifs, try to connect it one after the other as you make the motifs. So now I have made few and connected. I'll show you how to connect a new motif to the already existing ones. So to connect, keep the right side of the work so that we are not connecting the wrong side and the right side together. Start with the last row of 4 chains and 3 triple crochets together. Chain 4, instead of making the 5th chain as the picot, since we have the picot from the previous motif that we have to attach, so the 5th chain will be a slip stitch to the picot from the previous motif. So put the hook through the wrong side to the right side and place a slip stitch. Then chain 4 more. So now you can see the 5th chain is attached and there is 4 chains before and after the attached 5th chain. Then do as before 4 triple crochets together. Next, chain 4, 4 single crochets to the 7 chain space, and here it's time to attach the next picot. So chain 2 and the third chain will be an attachment to the 4 chain loop that we have before. So attach through the third chain and chain 1 to complete the 4 chains. If you think your work is too congested, you can make it as 5 chains as well, so that you can connect the previous work at the third chain. So you have 2 chains before and 2 chains after the connection. Continue to do 4 single crochets into the same 7 chain space. Next, do 4 single crochets to the next 7 chain space. Chain 2, the third chain needs to be attached to the previous motif. Put the hook through the wrong end and pull through the yarn and do a slip stitch. Chain the 4th chain and then continue to do 4 single crochets on the 7 chain space. Repeat the same pattern and connect one motif to the other the same way as before. It's time to attach the next corner. So chain 4 and do 4 triple crochets together. Chain 4 and then attach the 5th chain as a slip stitch to the picot. You can see that I have already attached 3 motifs to the picot, and this is the final and 4th motif to be attached to that particular picot. The picot is as this corner picot here. Put the hook through the picot and do a slip stitch, chain 4, and then do 4 triple crochets together as before to complete the leaf. Next, chain 4, and then it is time to attach the next side. So move the work so that it's visible, and to the next 7 chain do 4 single crochets, chain 2, to the 4 chain loop, do the third chain as the slip stitch, chain 1 more, and then do 4 more single crochet into the same 7 chain space, and repeat. Now it's time to connect the next corner. So chain 4 and do the 5th chain as a slip stitch to the picot from the previous motif. And then chain 4 and do 4 triple crochets together. And for the sides that has not been attached to any motif, work the similar way as it was shown in the first motif. That is the one that was shown in the beginning of the tutorial, where in the corners we have made picots at the 5th chain. So the corners and the edges where there's no attachment yet, so we have to follow the pattern as in the beginning. Don't forget to watch part 2 of the tutorial.